So we're going to go with the Field of Dreams philosophy on this channel. If we just keep talking about Aaron Rodgers, we will manifest him into Jets existence. But I wanted to talk about specifically an Aaron Rodgers trade and what I think would be fair value for a trade and how it would work and all the ins and outs of that. So let's get into it. Number one, I think it's important to understand the contract as best we can. Now, according to Peter King and overthecap.com and all the nerds and whatever, Aaron Rodgers, if he's traded, his cap hit would be $15 million for the acquiring team in 2023, and then I think it's $23 million in 2024. Then he has some void years that he would never play under. He would be retired or have a new deal. Maybe he restructures it before he's traded. The union might have something to say about that. There's a lot of moving pieces, but basically, if Aaron Rodgers is traded, the acquiring team is going to be able to work it out, so it's not just an anchor on their cap. It's not going to kill the cap. Woody Johnson's going to have to fork up some money to pay some guarantees or whatever. That's not our money. That's not cap money. Who cares? So just that out of the way, that's not a huge concern. It is a concern. He'll be making tens of millions of dollars and be one of your highest paid players, but it's not going to be some devastating $50 million cap hit or anything like that. So there's that. Now, there was also this reported 2 first-round picks that it would take to acquire Aaron Rodgers. That would be an unprecedented trade for a player of his age who you're hoping to get 2 years out of, right? That's our thing. I hope we get 2 years and not one. So 2 years is the max that you feel like you're probably getting as an acquiring team. 2 first-round picks, man. With Deshaun Watson, with all the off the field stuff kind of to the side, just as a football player, entering his prime, it was 3 first-round picks. So I don't know where that's coming from. Probably from Green Bay, right? I don't know who else would put that out there. But that's how a negotiation works, right? That's where they want to start. I can't imagine any team giving up 2 unconditional firsts, right? To where if he's traded and then he retires after 1 year and you lose 2 firsts, that's tough. That's tough to imagine. So here's what I would do for an Aaron Rodgers deal. Here's the most I would be willing to give. Okay. Obviously the perfect Aaron Rodgers trade for the Jets is he comes over here for, you get Blake Cashman back in a 3-team trade and you throw in a conditional 6-rounder, right? But the most I would give up for a realistic option that would leave Green Bay feeling like they got a return for their value, I would give up a 2nd-round pick in 2023. This year's 2nd-rounder, non-conditional. You have it no matter what Aaron Rodgers does. That 2nd-round pick is yours. Done. Then heading into 2024, kind of like the Brett Favre trade, I would have a pick with a sliding scale of conditions for 2024. So no matter what, Green Bay gets a 3rd-round pick in that draft. So if Aaron Rodgers dips after 1 year, we gave up a 2 and a 3. That's a lot for 1 year. As great as he is, that's a lot for 1 year of any player, a 2 and a 3. Okay. Then if Aaron Rodgers will have it, if he's on the roster still by some date in 2024, then they get a 2nd-round pick. Just if he's playing for the Jets. Then if Aaron Rodgers is on the team in 2024 and the Jets make the playoffs, then it becomes a 1st-round pick in 2024. So let's just kind of go through all the scenarios. If Aaron Rodgers comes to the Jets for 1 year and leaves, we give up a 2 and a 3. If he comes for 2 years but misses the playoffs the 2nd year, we give up a 2 and a 2. If he comes for 2 years and makes the playoffs in the 2nd year, we give up a 2 and a 1. I still feel like that's if you're giving up 2 2nd-round picks in one of those years, he doesn't make the playoffs, you probably feel like it wasn't worth it unless you won the Super Bowl the 1st year. So I think that's a pretty good amount of draft capital for Green Bay, and there's still enough conditions to where Jets fans can feel like we're not going to be completely hosed, right? We're not going to give up a 1st-round pick and have him be injured and we go 5 wins or retire after 1 year, and then we're left holding the bag. I think that is a more than fair trade offer. And what I really like is holding on to that pick 13 this year, because the whole idea of Aaron Rodgers coming here is you want to try to compete for a Super Bowl immediately. And I'm looking at this offensive line. We still could have some cap flexibility if we bring in Aaron Rodgers, but it's really going to be tough to feel good about that offensive line without that first round pick. Now, maybe JD can go get us another Max Mitchell in the 4th round, a kid who can plug and play right away. But I'd feel a lot better if I can go get myself a Paris Campbell or a Broderick Jones at 13. And then obviously, ideally, you're hoping your picks in the 2024, if it ends up being a first rounder. Well, hey, we were in the playoffs, so that pick is going to be in the 20s. Okay, I don't plan on picking higher than 13 for the next 2 years if we have Aaron Rodgers. So I would like to hold on to that pick. And then additionally, if we include the second rounder in 2023, right, this year's second rounder is gone. Well, then maybe we're in a position where we want to trade back from 13 to, the later first round and get that second round pick back. So then we have a later first round pick and we still have a second round pick, depending on who's there and how our board falls and all that. But I think that would leave us in a pretty good spot. I could get down with that. Let me know what you think about that in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new, and we'll talk ball soon.